Good afternoon to everybody. Glad to meet you on the panel discussion on leadership. If you don't know me, my name is Vasyl Khmelnytskyi. I'm the initiator of this forum. I used to represent a large business, but now I'm in the middle one. I'm helping small enterprises because, frankly speaking, we do not have enough entrepreneurs. We do not have enough businessmen. And small businesses today, if they are helped, they will become middle businesses, large businesses, and they're going to pay taxes and create jobs, thus helping the economy move forward. But this panel is devoted to leadership. Leaders are the people attaining their goals. And the main thing is that they create and make others follow them. I think in today's hall there are many leaders, and we need them. We need them here for them to understand deeply an economic development of Ukraine to ensure that the country prospers. Irrespective of what businesses you're engaged in, business as a principle is the same in every area. And today I invite an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world in boxing, Mr. Oleksandr Usyk.
Once again undisputed and still the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world.
I want to say thank you, Jesus Christ. I want to say thank you, Virgin Maria. I want to say thank you, my team and your family. Thank you so much.
Greetings. Good afternoon. There was a small mistake, not two-time heavyweight champion, but three-time heavyweight champion. Alexander, in today's world, I see that many people want to be successful very quickly. For instance, in businesses, crypto projects are opened of all sorts, and tomorrow morning you wake up to a fortune. But my experience as a businessman tells me that you need 5 or 10 years of intensive work, you need risks. You need to make mistakes and correct them to be successful. If I remember correctly, when I invited you to the forum last time, you told me a phrase which I remembered since. I'm preparing for my fights and I'm in Kiev just 2 times a week for my family and for the church. If I have time, I will pay a visit, but if not, I'm sorry. So in this respect, the question is, what path did you have to become an undisputed heavyweight champion? That's a very good question. Just yesterday I was in London, and today I'm here in the forum, and thanks God I had enough time to travel. Let me share with you a small detail. If you want to eat a tasty steak, you need to buy it. To cook it, you need coal, you need the heating, but if you're playing for the long haul, you need to feed cattle in order to prepare the steak. But if you're playing for the short term, you can buy a ready steak, have a good time, but not always you're going to have a good time tomorrow after eating it. When I was planning activities with my team, some people would not even believe that we would be able to conquer these sporting heights, like 2 or 3 time undisputed heavyweight championship. But we as a team have always worked for the long haul. We kept preparing ourselves and the team as a whole, and only that way we were able to get the result. Because if you're counting on something very quick, you're going to have an unsuccessful result. Well, if you want to have something quickly and comfortably, it's going to lead to collapse. So you need to build something carefully and thoughtfully. Of course, you're having many opportunities today to earn quick money, but, well, could you be more specific about it? Well, let's forget about boxing, let's talk about money. Today, a person who is well versed in crypto, you can bet money and earn from $10,000 to $100,000 in a week. The person can take this money, spend them, buy something, and keep doing it for some time. But this is playing for the short term. You can earn much more than you have. But if you are playing for the long term, you keep investing to have an armor to keep investing. And I keep repeating it to people, keep playing for the long term. Because without it, you can get injured. You keep winning, but what feeling do you have when you lose? Well, thanks God, I've not lost since 2009, but I treat failure respectfully. This is something that walks close by me. You do not have to forget it. Many people are afraid of making the first step because someone may say something to them. People are just afraid of it. That's all. Victory and defeat are like sisters. If you have difficulties, it does not mean that this is the end. You may grow in those difficulties if you analyze them. I had a sparring battle, I recorded them. My team prepared a video for me not to watch it for an hour and a half. They just make a recording of highlights of my mistakes. We keep watching those mistakes over and over again and decide how we can deal with a certain mistake tomorrow. For me to be able to outsmart my opponent, the same works in business. In order to make a certain job, there's always someone who keeps making obstacles. Yes, that's true. The next question, unequal fights. During your last fight, I was not content with the fight. Let me tell you why. Because I called 3 months before the fight. Alexander picked up the phone. He told me that he was preparing for the fight and told me to come to London. And it so happened that I was having an official trip with my son. We went to London. We bought expensive tickets. But there are 5 fights before Alexander, so I spent 4 hours there. I thought that I was going to buy some Coca-Cola and continue watching my favorite boxer. There was a long queue. Then I came back from a queue and he had already won. It felt like a burglary. Well, couldn't you have won in 10th round or 11th round for me to enjoy my time? Well, of course it's a joke, and I saw his victory and it was incredible, unbelievable. Half the stadium was Ukrainian, they were hoisting the flag and singing that was incredible, it was impossible, but you did it. But talking about an unequal fight, I was watching on the internet that boxer was taller, he was heavier, his hands are longer, his reach is longer, and that he is going to win because he's younger. That's resembles the situation our country finds itself in with Russia. You remember that embassies moved away because that's the second army in the world. No one helped us for 3 months. And then when they realized that the businesses, the armed forces and society have united in repelling the attack, they started helping us. You did the same. You go to the ring, your opponent is bigger, he is younger. What helps you? Your training or your will? It's just pure luck out there. Just sheer luck. I was asking that question for so long. It's just sheer luck, I'm telling you. I'm such a lucky person. Well, perhaps that's because I left the hall when you fought. I can tell you that this is the result of years of work of analyzing your opponent. Selecting the right sparring partners who resemble your opponent. So, for instance, he boxed with 3 people, one of them is southpaw. I do not need to look at the orthodox boxers he trained with, right? So this is constant. We have 3 kicks, a jab, an uppercut, and a cross. And you can just combine these 3 punches, right? The team is very important. I have a superb team, I thank you. They select the sparring partners for me, they conduct analytics of my opponents. And of course, this is my determination, my regime, my routine. When I wake up at 4 a.m., at 4:45 a.m., I do not want to wake up, but I keep telling myself that I have to do it because of discipline. Oh. Well, I do not have motivation. A motivated person is going around training for weeks, everything is fine. On Wednesday, he does not have motivation. What does he do? He keeps lamenting to himself in the mirror that he does not have motivation. He keeps asking himself why he does not have motivation. And that thing does not work for me. I have a routine. I know that I have to get up because my whole team gets up. When the training training camp starts, we know we are starting as one team. Of course, we always have some injuries, some troubles, or sparring partner cannot fight. All of those behind the scenes things are happening. But still, there is an awful lot of work that you do not see. And this is sheer determination. When I feel this is hard for me, I do not reveal it because my opponent is going to see it. So you have to prepare consistently, you have to have a strategy. If you don't have it, well, make it an impromptu thing, but if you improvise, make it a good improvisation to have a good result. Many years of work and the united team, that's a key to success. Do I get it right that motivation that does not work? You have to have sheer will, and other things are just not working. Well, motivation works when you watch a cool film about a guy who is flexing his muscle, and you say to yourself, I can do this too. Going back to reality, you have to get up at 6 a.m. running for 3 kilometers jog, Then you go home, load yourself with some vitamins, some food supplements, then you rest, then at 12 a.m. you get up for training, 2 hours of training, you have a massage, 2 hours of sleep, 6 hours in the evening, you keep training for 3 months like this. And this is the only way to have a result. But if I have a motivation on a Wednesday, this does not work. This is ridiculous. Well, can I get up not at 5 a.m. but at 6 a.m.? Well, it depends on you. I have been working on my team for many years. I have a physical trainer, I have a doctor who is examining my body, my blood, my bones, my psychological conditioning. So all of these people are getting me ready for training. And now I'm getting up at not at 4:45, but at 5:45. And that's an additional hour of sleep that gives me so much power. And it does not give you motivation, but you understand that you can sleep for 1 hour more. So biologically speaking, we have revealed that my body treats training better when I get up at 5:45. So my team told me that it's better to start at 6 a.m., not at 5. I have a proposal. Can we support Usyk's team here? Give them a round of applause. The next question is very interesting to myself. Well, comparison to me, you're a young person, but in sports you have a certain age beyond which you can hardly proceed. What is your opinion? Who would you like to be? Or, for instance, I can build a school or a university with people like you, helping children to start businesses, to become leaders. Maybe you'd like to go to politics or become a mayor, because this position is reserved for boxers in Ukraine, right? So what are your plans? Mr. Klitschko, it's all right. I'm not going to become a mayor, I swear. Today, I have some business initiatives ready to fight company. We have an entire ecosystem there. Let me start with sports, right? What we are doing. But this is not related to sports only, to businesses too, because professional sports is 50% is about businesses and 50% about sports. But if you are not doing your work good in sports, your business is going to lose. So you have to maintain that balance. In this company, what we're doing, if we are promoting an athlete, we can be promoters, we can have advocacy activities, managerial activities, we can find him a coach, a doctor. Besides, we can produce sports equipment, garments. We have some construction activities too in this respect. In some spaces where the weather conditions are fine, we are also having a glass factory. So some bonds, equities to exclusive cars, executive style. So I've been interested in business more than I was 5 years ago lately, because if I earn money, they have to work. I'm not just spending those money on luxurious things like diamonds, gold, and things like this. I'm not that kind of a person. I do not like to be exuberant. I know that this platform is helping businesses to develop, looking for opportunities. Could you please tell me in terms of how sports skills can help you in business? Well, it's persistence and love for what you're doing. You definitely need this. One of the things in my life which I realized a long time ago is that if you're just a cunning man, you're always life will always throw stones at you. If you're a businessman, you have to be just fair to yourself and to the people working with you. But if you are that cunning, smart person, you are going to experience difficulties at the most unfortunate moment. But when someone is outsmarting you in a cunning way, you have to look back and realize, why is that happening? Is it for the bad things that you did before or not? As I used to say, there's God, there's power, but people treat this differently. Some people believe in it or not, but you have to understand that life is created in a certain way. A universe works in a certain way by God. Someone feels power from nature or from God. Thank God for this power, but you have to realize this. There's certain order of things, and if you violate this order of things, this lining, the silver lining in the world, and if you do evil things, it will come back at you definitely at the moment where you least expect it, and then you will have anyone to blame. What you don't have is your result, and what you do have is your result too.
Well, that's great. You are joining business. Do you feel that you are the brand? Oleksandr Usyk, the brand. Do you know how much your brand costs? Well, I think my team has exact figures, but to my understanding, we do so. We develop the brand, Usyk brand, as a professional sportsman, as athlete, and we sell ourselves. And we try to get the best contracts, best fights, something that is going to be beneficial and good for us. It works, but you have to work on that for many years. I devoted more than 20 years to sport, and just now I can get some revenge, so we have to keep it going, work on that. The team is critical. I was working on creating my team for many years. Some of my crew stayed with me since the very early young years, been trained. Now they educate others, and 3-4 years they become sort of lions, the professionals, and that's critical. The other critical thing, I work and you work. It is not going to be that I did not do anything because it was difficult or I failed because of whatever reasons. Whatever reasons is your problem. The task being given, make it happen. If you can't make it happen, find the people, do it together, but it may take the efforts of 3 or 4 or 5 to be done. It's like about talents that God allocated to people. The Bible says that God gave 3 talents to people. That's an opportunity. Someone got 3, others 5, and the third one got 1. The one with 5 talents comes back and said, God, you gave me 5 talents and there is 5 more. I would like to give it back to you. No, keep it. Someone with 3 talents got 6 and keep it. And the one who got 1 said, you gave me 1, I dig it in the ground and I return it to you, and I will take that away from you, because Matthew says everyone been given, but the one who works will multiply it, and then the one who is not working will lose it. By the way, we have a small video about the company founded by Oleksandr. Might be of interest. Let's have a look if we can put it on a screen.
Боксерська екосистема створена абсолютним чемпіоном світу Олександром Усиком. Ми об'єднуємо фанів, професіоналів, федерації, спонсорів та бізнес. Надаємо інструменти для розвитку кар'єри, професійну боксерську аналітику світу пропонуємо фінансові рішення. Тут є все, що потрібно справжньому фанату боксу. RT-Buy Marketplace, який стане майбутнім спортивного онлайн-шопінгу. Бренд одягу Ready to Fight. Стильний одяг, виготовлений в Україні, який ми прагнемо розвити до світових масштабів. Високоякісні БАДи та вітамінні комплекси Ready to Boost, які незабаром будуть доступні кожному українцю. А також наша команда працює над креативними продуктами з напрямку FMCG, які будуть широко представлені в українських та світових рітейл-мережах. Ми пишаємось створювати український продукт, що звучить у світі. artifight.com.
До речі, мені дуже подобається.
I do like that it is made in Ukraine. That is very important, I would say. There is no mic. Can't hear the comment. We will sell it at the very end. Look, recently I've attended a very incredible forum, so some positive news. The owner of the company that produces sportswear and said United States advised us gradually leave China. We do leave China, but we move into different states. We can't get back to the US because it's too expensive, big salaries required, so we will seek opportunities to make it cheaper. So here we are Ukraine, we are capable, we have a super location, we can produce any type of dress and sell it to Europe or worldwide. So I do believe that Ukraine, following China, may have a future in the wear industry. My other question, do you have a question? Yes, 4 kids. How do you breed them up? Well, I tend to breed myself first. You're not at home, you're constantly on competitions. Well, I just love them. I think that educating kids and bringing kids, there are many ways how to make kids sort of adult in so many years. I keep an eye on that. I recall my father told me, my mom told me, and now I have kids, and I tell them something similarly, or do I do in the same way? No, I do in my way, or I tell something in my way. Something that my father taught me, I keep doing that with my sons, not with daughters. And I observe them, I listen to them, I want to hear what they want and help them in it. Until 14, 15 years, probably you have to force them slightly to do such and such, because when child says, give him a choice, they will choose do nothing, because the brain, the gray mass, is something that will in just pleasure and do nothing. So it was forcing them slightly. Tell it to my wife, please, that we have to force. Moms see the world in a different way. Definitely, especially if this is the boys, that goes without saying. Now, in 2025, we do know a lot, but whether that's correct or incorrect, we don't know, but we do know a lot. So in terms of my kids, that's very simple. I help them. I have to upbring my kids in a way when they reach their 18, 21 years old, so they could live without me, without my support. I can be present, I can help, but at least they would have something and be able to do something. They have to be occupied, they have to be busy with languages, training, school education, traveling. Someone would say, we can't travel abroad. That's a bullshit. You can't travel abroad, but you can travel all over Ukraine. We have a number of cool places and sites, mountains, plains, villages, just a tent location with a river. I just unfold kids so they can see that you are interested in something. I take them to my sports exercises, drink, talk. I observe them. I listen what they talk between themselves, what makes them interesting. So my youngest daughter, she just wants to be present. Someone would stay next to her. She doesn't really care whether she's 1.8, 1 year and 8 months. How do you manage to do so with your competitions? You know, when I am not in, my kids arrived very close, 2 in January and 2 in February. How come? Because that's in between competitions, between the seasons. Many sportsmen who do the professional sports, football, basketball, that's the in-between seasons, that's a break period. What would you do? We do kids. So that's what we were doing with my wife. Very critical to educate yourself. Kids will not listen to you. They would watch you. It's not a good example, but still an example. We walk along the street with boys and a man like that. But he does the same that what his father done. So why not spit on the road? We come home, we take a book and read. Are they going to read? No, but they would watch you. So I pray in the morning, I bow, my youngest come, thank you, bow, run away. They just will watch you. They will watch you communicating with his mom. How do you interact with other people? How do you interact with people who support you? You may have an assistant at home. Same to be done. Hi, Nicholas, have a good day. Very politely. That would be the same way they would treat others. So that's a vicious circle. Like you, they would be. Like father, like a son. You have to listen to them, you have to love them, you have to treat them nicely. That's the emotion. They would remember that. I do remember up till now when we were walking with my father in the park and were shooting together. And my father is not with us anymore, but they will remember that. And you have to force them to a certain extent, and then they will do the same. And I'm telling them, 10 more years with me and you're out. So take your time, educate yourself. I'm buying them a book. If I can't tell that situation, I bought them 2 books, My First Million and My Investments. That is something worth to be read to kids if they would be financially aware. We're not trained to be financially aware, but there is a labor class. You can do a chair, but you can't calculate money. Why won't we teach this financial awareness to kids? Well, that's not my area of responsibility. So my youngest won competition, got a 3rd place. He collects money for electric bicycle. He got some amount of money. When they came to KIEF, we were doing some charity evening to support kids, orphans. He brought his money that he collected, something about 2,000 euros. So he collected this money from dad, from grandpa, from someone else. And he earned a prize. He got a prize with 100 or 200 euros as the prize in a competition. He gave that money to the charity. That for me, wow, an eye-opening. My kind child, I understand that he made a very good contribution to the universe, to the kindness. I will get him his bicycle, but we need to take a pause. Some other good thing is needed. But if you're going to pay to your child for doing good things, that would be accepted. I'm not paying to my kids for good schooling. I'm not paying for the sake of him being my son. He needs some pocket money, fine. Well, bicycle, great thing, good for legs. And he said, well, I have money. And I said, what happened to your old bicycle? How about we sell that out, add some money? Yeah, I've read that in a book. So that system, something I would like to exercise, but I need to sell it first, and I will help you. So 12-year-old child is aware, but he knows that I do have money, but that's my money. I'm your son. You get everything you need to enjoy your childhood, but you don't need an extra bicycle. Sell this one, get a better one. It works in such a way. But maybe he can sell a bat to his brother. A brother. Here we need to tick a box. The box that the child has that talent to work. You just need to exploit that in the right way. Because what we, adults, you'll find out later, you'll grow up, he will ask someone else who is not going to explain them. Answer their questions, talk to them, help them, listen to them what they tell you. When they say, Dad, I want to ask you, later he will not ask again. Or you may say, let's keep your question to our car. I'm in a rush to office, but that's your son, and in 10 years you may not see him anymore. And he would leave through the door. So talk to your children and love your children. So I'm educating myself. Am I correct in understanding that you lead by example? 100%. You can't have the horse burned by camel. Agree, don't push the horse. Ukrainians would understand. For our English-speaking audience, it's not about the horses. It's don't be rush. Don't rush the horses. Well, my next question. I am in business for 35 years. Obviously, my father was a coal miner and my mom worked in a factory, and probably I am a businessman in a first generation. It was not an easy to start from scratch. I've done many mistakes like each and everyone, those who started 20, 30, 40 years ago. And obviously some mistakes were corrected, some mistakes impossible to correct, but the world changes. The era of internet, whatever you do today, definitely there are people who are dissatisfied with your actions. You've been hated, criticized. Obviously these people live in the past, but it does exist. So on your opinion, is there anything to be done? Don't pay attention, or to counter that with this novelty trend? Well, probably you have to beat a couple haters in Khreshchatyk. Switch off the cameras, please. No, you probably have to convince. Well, it's a great question. It was even before the internet. It's probably Granny Natasha was the biggest hater. All great, Natasha, all fine. However, now with internet it's been seen even more. If you do work hard, you are a polite, educated individual, you have school, university, you have a job, would you hate or would you comment your neighbor who is a lazy bones? You won't even pay attention to him. You have other things to do. Well, Petya is minding his own business, I'm off. So treat the critique as some medication, but if you are criticized by someone who waits a bit more or who achieved more, maybe that critique is sort of well-deserved. It's obviously subjective, but if you are criticized by an empty avatar that you are not that as expected, don't pay attention. The universe works in such a way. The more hate you face, the more sort of recognition you deserve in the universe. But if in return you will start hating, it means you are the same. You are two bugs who can't share a piece of round shit, pulling and pushing it all over. Does it really matter? Not that I've paid attention to that, but it was unclear to me how come, why you say that if you don't even know me. You're not doing boxing or something other. You don't know that. Why would you criticize me? And then I understood they don't care. They put their negativism on everyone. It's just style of life. They have to chat, they have to name someone, they don't really care. So critique is great because that critique may demonstrate to you something that you could recognize and do something incredible. You put things in internet, 1 + 9 = 12. How many teachers will correct you, right? Right. Well, there is something that you don't know. You put that and you return the correct answer. 3, 4, 5 options. Good for you. So try and use it for your benefits in terms of psychology when someone tells something bad. It's not addressed to you, that goes to yourself because you talk that through and that negative stays with you. Said such and such word and then you thought something. 2 options are there, whether to judge or whether to understand and try to see why that had happened. I've read a story. A daughter comes to mom and says, I want to ask you a question. You lived more than 50 years with my dad. What's the secret? Daughter, just one situation to reveal. Some 30 years we've spent together. He comes home a bit excited. I asked him to do something he did not do. I also got agitated. So the first option, we start arguing who did what, who did not do what, and we end up in conflict. We call each other in the bad words. We get even more from each other. The other option, he comes excited, wife checks that he is agitated, something tasty to cook, to treat him nicely, a glass of red wine, let's have a dinner, honey, gave him a cook, gave him a kiss, and then asks what happened. And he said, remember Mykola, 30 years together from a childhood. I was told that I have to fire him. And he is a lead manager and Mykola is his sort of junior manager. And what did you do? I fired myself and got a different job because I have that opportunity, but I was not willing to do so. So the essence is he came with such wound, itching pain that he had to fire his friend, and he absorbed that punch, and she treated him nicely and demonstrated her love. And that's great, that's family support, that the wings behind your back. So the essence is always there are several options: to judge, to condemn, or to understand. Like that. Don't pay attention. Don't pay attention to haters, to critique. They cannot do that, but probably they would like to. But you can and you wish. And they try to restrain you from doing. Really? You never will get to my level. You never would become a champion of the world. And that's it. So what was he trying to persuade you at? So am I correct that a constructive critique is positive? Sure. A negative critique from someone who does nothing, just disregard, don't pay attention to that. So if Kostya Yefimenko criticized this, I saw the first panel, I did enjoy that very constructively, very brightly, worth listening to. Well, in my team, I have a number of people working hard, and we help each other. And if the mission been allocated, so it's like a beehive, why we call it ready to fight, RTF, like a bee cell, because we work together to meet the result. They have to produce honey, they have to preserve it, so it's all about the result. There is nothing that someone goes to the corner and, you do the job and I'll just stay and chill here. No, all together to the same goal. They are not criticized, and if they are criticized by a fly, but this fly sits on the shit, but bee knows where the rose is, where the good flowers are, and bees do not pay attention to flies, but we definitely know, and bee know, and the fly know what they know. Don't pay attention. It was there, it's still here, and it will be. Keep working. We have not much time left, so we are speaking about leadership. There are definitely many leaders in the room. What are the principles that you would highlight? I may comment from the business standpoint, and you may comment from the sport standpoint, whether they coincide, so I will start first if you don't object. I think that one of the key things is the confidence. I saw many people, smart people, responsible, but they are not confident. If you are not confident, you can't be a leader. I agree with you. Definitely confidence is a thing to go. Some people are afraid to ask questions, and I saw cases when people come and ask for a photo with me and their hands are shaking. The others are wanting, but they are really hesitant. So lack of confidence prevent them from getting the result. Well, I'm sorry, my hand is shaking. Who knows, maybe after a boxing match, I'm very decisiveness is critical. To wake up before 10. What does it mean? If you're in knockdown, you will get a count till 10. And you have to stand up on 8, 9, 10. You're asked, you're okay? Yes.
Right stand from left, okay, box.
If you do not stand up, you lose. I thought it's 10 a.m. Wow, what a long sleep. So I'm almost a leader because I awake before 10. My next is action. Many smart people reading books, preparing plans, but waiting for a better times and do nothing. I know many people of this sort. Action today. Yes, we do mistakes, we correct mistakes, but no leaders without actions. I agree again. God expects us to do the first step, then He will help, give you the right people, but you have to make a decision. I will do it. I will build it. I will box. I will wear it. Just like that. Not, we'll see, we'll come and we'll see. We will not get there. We will have not opportunity to see. So I will do it here and now. Would it be difficult? Yes. And your principle next? I was going to say motivation. No. Discipline. Discipline. Discipline beats the professionalism. You can be very talented, you can be successful in things, but you jumped twice. Oh wow, you're in a good shape. There are people who are biologically fit, and after a week of exercise, the heart goes on. Discipline is critical. My third, persistence. You know, I produce business plans, strategies, but people do not believe, or people overconfident. Then we start working, do mistakes, commit mistakes. People make laugh of me, make fun of me, but step by step, I do mistakes, I correct mistakes, and earlier or later, I meet my goal, and then people come and say, oh, Vasyl, we believed in you, we thought that you will fail. So without persistence, no leadership may happen. You agree? You see, we are just a single team here. Decision making, you said persistence. A love to what you do and to the world in general. You awake in the morning, great. You can walk, fabulous. You can eat, tremendous. That's the gratitude. Gratitude and love to what you have and what you do. Good. My next. Learn through your life. You know, I love learning. Before my team, we saw unit cities, industrial parks. That's the new trends worldwide. We just look at them and implement here in Ukraine. And that's my favorite. So learning, it's not the relaxation. I'll take a book and read. That's the hard work. You can be in the past or you can be in the future, because I don't like that a bit of relaxation. We don't know the future. We make our future today, right now and here, and the more the work, the smarter we are, the better our future is going to be. Character, the fighter's character, not only in the sport but in life, that's critical. When you have a character that works hard, that searches, don't give up, being punched, being taken away, but it keeps working. Sometimes you fail once and that's it, you give up. Till the very end, you have to fight. That does matter. Character rules. And my final, maybe it's a bit of pragmatic, but care about yourself. Be successful, be rich, take a break, stay strong. If you're strong, you can help others, nation and other people. Yes, your emotional state, your inner state, your physical and moral state is critical. If you don't have a physical capacity to work, you already start thinking that I'm weak, I can't. If you are burnt out or exhausted, this fatigue, maybe I would reveal a truth to anyone, but that's a psychological bollocks being invented to make money. Look, all these childish traumas, bollocks. Mom been blamed or dad been blamed. You blame yourself. Our kids came to this world not to please us, but through us and because of us. And the same would happen with their kids, and it will keep going, this continuity. But if you dig in here that your mom did something to you, I was wearing what my mom told me because I was living in a village with no heating in the outskirts, minus 30 degrees, absolutely fine. I'm telling you, this underwear that my mom gave me, and it's good for you, warm for you, and what is critical, to keep it, to maintain it. Eat. If you are him, to keep him safe or keep her safe, or you dislike your childish underwears, all this psychological bollocks being made just to give their money to this informational gypsy. So that's the way it happens. Mom's fault, anyone else's fault. Viktor Franklin, you know who's that? If you don't know, on my view, that's someone who bred his character even before he got to the death camp. So he survived 2 death camps, and he said the first gave up, who thought that it's going to be over soon. The second who gave up, who thought that that is never going to happen. Survived only those who focused on their jobs, daily routine. He had 2 or 3 sales mates, who stayed alive following the same route, and he asked him, "What do you want?" And he said, "I want to see my grandchildren." So they hold me in this world. Keep tight, dream about your grandchildren, imagine they learn languages or play music. And the second one said, "I have poems. I'm a poet. I would like them to be published. So dream about your publications and the world will know about you. So stick to something that holds your hand above. Your job, your training, your family. Just your silence." Burning out when you allow yourself to do so, when you're exhausted and you don't have other ways to refill your batteries. But family is your battery. Your close environment, that's your reserve. People who believe in you, that's your reserve. But the biggest reserve, that the light given by the God, you allow yourself to stay weak. That's it. Don't go to psychologists. Great, thank you. We have almost no time left, but Oleksandr gave us a gift and supporting the Saborna Ukraine charity, supporting the kids of our defeated heroes. That's very important to us, and Oleksandr will sign one of the gloves with his name, and we're going to put that in auction, and the winner will get such a special glove from the Absolut champion. There is also the hat and the t-shirt. That goes to me. Deal. So glove only. I'm joking, so we have a t-shirt and the cup. Those who would like to participate, so the first lot, 200,000 hryvnia. All the money to go to the charity fund to support the kids of defeated heroes. Volunteers, 200 hryvnias, one. I'm not going to put the name, so the winner's name to be written in it. 201. Not to waste time, I will add 100,000 step. 200,000. 300. Anyone else? 400. 500. Any more volunteers to get a champion's glove? 600. I see the 600. 700. 800. Anyone else? I'd like to get, because the next panel is the tax panel, and I would like to come with this glove to that panel. So 800 once, twice, 900, 900, million. Million is a great price. Sergey, I know you have money. Go, go. Million and one. One and one once. One and one twice. One and one, 3 million. Sergey, thank you for the support of the charity fund. Sergey, just a second. We'll finish and you'll get here. I would ask Oleksandr to say some words of wisdom to the leaders sitting here in this room. Those who did not escape Ukraine, they are with us, they produce products, they pay taxes, they make jobs and keep the jobs running. That's critical for economy. So, words of wisdom, your wish. Well, I wish you the love and light, lots of money, and the internal beauty. In my understanding, the leader is someone who leads, but not the someone who forces. So you have to be ahead, and people will follow your example, but not when you sit and tell and force things to happen. Not a leadership for me. So lead by example. Thank you. Thank you.